today? Hope you're wonderful. About time to get cooking. About time to get cooking. Okay, let's take a look at all of this. How are you out there in internet land? I am just getting the stream set up. We'll see, Saturdays are very finicky. Sometimes y'all be in here hanging out with me on Saturdays. Sometimes. What's up, loves? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Are you an artist, loves? And if you're an artist, what kind of art do you make? Let's get the stream set up here. We're restreaming on YouTube and on Twitch, vertically and horizontally. We're about to do some drawings here. Just getting my stream set up so I can see everybody. Me again. Got me out with being sad. Thank you. Wow, loves, what a wonderful thing to say. Thanks. Take it out on art. That's all I can say. I appreciate you saying that. We'll come back and get you some more. How are you today, loves? What's new with you? What's been going on? How you feeling? You want to chat about anything? Have you been making art? Have you been expressing yourself? How have you been? Here's my face, guys. Be sure and like and subscribe if you like. We can get some more people in here if y'all want to make some requests. And get started here. What time is it? 3:18. Well, we'll get started in 2 minutes. I like to draw guitarists, but I will take some requests. Oh, happy birthday, Marley. Happy birthday, Marley. This next drawing goes out to Marley. Happy birthday, Marley. I'm going to do a birthday drawing for you. Solo, what's up? Chilling with my homies? What's up, Olivia? Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the chat. Everybody tell Marley happy birthday. Thank you, Marley. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Well, great, loves. I'm glad that you're feeling better. What's up, Olivia? How are you today? All right, let's get started. Let's get started. All right. As soon as you can see what I'm drawing, when it takes shape, tell me in the chat when you can see it. What do we think? Pretty good start? Keep going. You know, I'm trying not to be too hard on myself about what I'm drawing or if everything's in the right places. Just going to draw a little bit, you know, and not be too concerned with anything else. Just a little mental exercise and going easy on yourself, giving yourself some grace, you know. If the lines are in the right place or the wrong place, who cares? Just try to figure out how to have fun putting some lines down. Been waiting for you to go live to say thank you. Well, thanks, loves. I appreciate you. That's what it's all about. You know, and whatever trick that you found, whatever tool that you found that got you through your day here, I appreciate you coming here and thanking me, but you did that, loves. You found the answer, you applied the tools. Thank you. Well, loves, I think I may be putting out a book of drawings soon. Maybe we'll make a Patreon or something, and you can really thank me. In the meantime, make sure that you've liked the stream right here. Be sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would help me out. So now I'm just smudging the charcoal around a little bit. It kind of just gives me a little bit of like shadowy area. Maybe to get some highlights out of it. Again, I'm not being too critical whether the drawing's good or bad. I'm just gonna draw. You know, you probably heard me say if you're working on your signature. Okay, you wanna go outside? Hold up, y'all. I gotta feed the cat. I hear you, sweet boy. Let me show. Here's my guy. Tell me that's not a good specimen. Tell me that's not a good specimen of a kitty right there. 5 out of 5 stars if I'm reviewing this cat. 10 out of 10. Looks like George Washington. Sorry, y'all. Trying to feed the kitty cat. Gotta feed the kitty cat. Kitty cat gotta eat. I love drawing. I've been waiting for you to say thank you. Thank you. I love drawing. I got a new drawing kit for my birthday. That's awesome, Marley. Olivia says hi. Hi, Olivia. Looks like George Washington. We got 2 Olivias in the house. Loves, you changed my POV in life. Well, that's good, love. Olivia. Oh, well, here's the thing, love. That happened to me one time when I was younger. An art teacher told me some things, kind of like what I'm telling you, similarly, and it changed my whole POV on life. So I get it. And here's the deal. That's why I'm sharing my philosophy with you here now, and I have in all the streams, is because that philosophy on art changed my life. And hopefully now that, you know, it did the same thing to you, then you can go on to share it with other people, because it's magic is in the art, it's not in me. You know, but I love seeing that it works. You know, and what love is talking about is, you know, when I'm drawing here, I'm not really concerned with what I'm drawing. I'm just kind of falling in love with the process and moving the pencil and the smudges around on a sheet of paper. It's like it doesn't matter if the art looks great or the art looks bad. All it matters is that there's art for me to look at, and that sometimes when you're making the art, it's not about how beautiful it is so much as just how nice it's been to make it, you know. And the easiest way to kind of like get you started with that philosophy is like focus on the lines you're drawing and not what you're drawing. Or if you think about like a signature, you write your name over and over and over until um it's fun to write your name. You get really good at writing your name, and then finally, when it comes time to do your signature, you get excited. And there's no stress about drawing your name. It's just writing your signature. It's usually fun, and if you can focus on your lines and focus on drawing in a similar way, when it comes time to make art, you're not going to stress yourself out. You're just going to draw lines like you wrote a signature. So none of these lines were necessarily important to the overall drawings. They were just all really nice, fun, enjoyable lines to draw. And over time, each little line becomes the larger piece. But what I'm going to do is actively focus on keeping my stress low. Not just keeping my stress low, but like actively reducing my stress while I'm working, thinking about the conflicts and the things I might be dealing with, or thinking about the stressful things in my life, and like actively put them into the drawing. And then when I'm done with the drawing, um, I'm done with all that stress. I'm done with that conflict. I can leave it in the piece of art. And that's how you take it out on art. And I think that's an important part. We get so caught up in worrying about art looking perfect or being beautiful, and I think sometimes art is more effective when it's it's just from your heart, from your subconscious, and it's not about making the most beautiful picture so much as just expressing yourself in a way that makes you a healthier, better human being when you're done doing it. It's like jogging, exercise. You go for a jog, the process of jogging makes you a healthier, better person. Exercise does, and art can be that kind of exercise. If you had AI go and jog for you, you're not going to get a six pack from a robot running laps for you. You got to go through the process and do the things yourself. And I think that's a lot of what art is going through the process and doing these things yourself. You don't have to focus on how wonderful the drawing is so much as just getting through it one step at a time. So like if you think about somebody jogging, if you're jogging, like each line you put down is just one step in a larger jog. So like if I'm doing a drawing or if you're jogging, each step doesn't matter alone. It's putting every little step together into the whole that really starts to make a difference. And I think there's something in drawing, in art in general, and it's one of those things in life where a lot of the things you're doing really don't matter. You know, the lines really don't matter, the shadows really don't matter. If you mess up, there's no problem. It's not a big deal. And I think we got to remember that. We got to like allow ourselves to have some stress-free fun, when making art instead of like putting a lot of stress on ourselves to do the perfect piece of art. Like how about have fun, you know? And I think a little bit of some of the best art is just that. Like how can you just have fun putting the lines down? And I'd like to think that if I'm having fun putting the lines down, then that you'll have fun looking at the lines, you know? And I think that's important. And there's also a little bit of like having fun with the audience, okay? It's like if I draw a picture that's perfectly realistic, um, everybody can see it, Well, then everybody's going to draw that picture the same way because once you get to realism, every realistic picture looks exactly the same. Look, Alvin sees the man playing the guitar. Thanks, Alvin. Alvin Deshaw, thanks for participating. Subscribe. Are you an artist, Alvin? So, if you draw realism, and I love realism, but like once you get to that realistic picture, everybody's realism is going to look the same almost, you know? And I think it takes a lot of the work out of the audience's hands if you do realism. I like to think of like when you see a cloud in the sky and you see some kind of image in that cloud. Like who drew that image in the cloud? It's like nobody drew the image in the cloud. The image you see in the cloud comes from your imagination, from the viewer's imagination. And it's like, how much of this drawing can I not do? Can I just put enough on the canvas, on the piece of paper, so you start to do the work inside your imagination, like when you look at a cloud in the sky? Like, I'm not trying to create the perfect picture, I'm trying to create just enough lines so you can start doing that little magic trick where you see some kind of picture in the clouds. It's like how small of amount of lines can I put down in order to trigger that your imagination? So instead of me just doing this drawing all by myself, some of the drawing I think is done by you. You just kind of use your imagination to make something out of the lines I've put together. Can you do an art lesson? Olivia says. Well, I kind of am. I'm kind of doing one right now. So, you know, so that's what I'm kind of thinking is like not necessarily drawing the perfect picture or making everything correct, but just like having fun. Like I am looking for the minimal amount of technical stuff. So I try to break it down into just lines and I just put them in places, but I don't follow the contours of the outline or the inline. I'm not drawing details. I just kind of subconsciously drag the pencil around and hope that it lands in the right places. And then when the lines are here, whether they're right or wrong, I go and I start shading and I start to put shadows down where I see shadows in my reference. And right now I'm looking at a picture of a jazz musician playing a guitar. So what I do is I just try to find shadows in the reference and then I try to put the shadows in my sketch. And I can see that like there's spots where I put my lines in the wrong places, and I can tell when it comes time to put the shadows, like, oh, that's not right. That part is wrong. But instead of like stressing about it, when I notice the part that's wrong, I try to just spend a second to give myself some grace and just say, hey, that's just how I did it this time. It's not that it's wrong, it's just what my hand decided to do. It's kind of just like what came out of the moment. And there's something about allowing yourself to kind of give up a little bit of that control, allowing yourself to just say, hey, if it's good or it's bad, that's really not part of my concern here. Like, I got to give up a little bit of control. And I think sometimes giving up some control in this artistic process is really healthy. So like I encourage you when you're drawing, like sometimes like don't feel like you have to draw a perfect drawing. Don't feel like it has to look exactly like the picture you're looking at. It doesn't have to look good or bad or ugly. Just focus on putting lines down. And that's it. Just kind of have a nice time. And then when you're done with it, maybe you could throw it away if you need to. What's up, Caesar? Welcome to the party. How are you? How you been? What's been up? over there in the expensive seats. By the way, y'all, if y'all want to see my face for 100% of the stream, we have a horizontal stream that's on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to see my ugly mug the whole time I'm drawing, hop on over to the horizontal stream. We're going horizontal on YouTube and Twitch, and we're also vertical on Twitch. So vice versa. If you're in the Caesar, if you want to hop on over to the standing section on vertical. Otherwise, welcome to the fancy seats. All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna be too judgmental on whether I've put my shadows in the right place or put my lines in the right place. I'm just gonna look at my image. I see a highlight, and I'm gonna draw that highlight back in using this eraser. And like I can see that I've made mistakes and some of the lines are in the wrong places, and I can see, oh, I was trying to do this, but I just kind of missed it. And that's fine. And then I just kind of go back and I just take another try at it, you know? It's like if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But like I start to find this rhythm where I'm just kind of really having a nice time um carving out the image, and it's not so much of trying to make it perfect or trying to make it great, but like being an audience member just like you are, like being a little surprised by the picture when it's done, just like someone who's not drawing might be, you know? It's like when it's done, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I like the way that came out. But it's like, I don't know if it's going to come out in a way that I really love it or whether it's not. And I think giving up that little bit of control and some kind of artistic process is very like um it's good for you mentally to learn to go through a creative process like this where you don't have control and really strive and thrive and get better uh and get better at thriving in an area where you don't have control all the time, you know? Well, Caesar, you got friends here with us. Thanks for coming hang out again. Not anymore. You got friends here. Welcome to the community. How y'all doing out there? Y'all be sure and like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, so I think it's important to like find in art a way to kind of give yourself some grace and not take it seriously, and as you're drawing realize over time that like each little line doesn't matter, you know, each little piece isn't really that important. And like having all the control all the time also isn't important. Like there's some kind of magic that happens in allowing yourself to just move forward in a way, you know? It's just keep going, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't love the drawing, even if you're not quite in control, just hang on and keep moving forward because over time what happens is the magic will reveal itself to you over time. But if you're not out there like giving the world opportunities to 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 make magic, then you'll never see any of the magic, you know? And I think that's what you got to do. It's like the magic reveals itself through photography, through drawing, through painting, through filmmaking, through writing, and you just got to be out there putting ideas on paper in order to see the magic happen, you know? Well, that's another drawing. Caesar, what's been up with you? Anything creative? You making any kind of art, music, gaming? Any new music that you've been listening to? Any new shows you've been watching? Any kind of pop culture stuff you want to share with us? Olivia, Alvin, Loves, Marley, how are y'all? How's your day been? What you been doing? What's up, Olivia? All right, so let's do another one. I think we'll do another portrait. Do you like the portraits better or the musicians better? All right, so we'll do this again. So check this out. We're gonna not be hard on ourselves. I'm gonna put two pencils on a sheet of paper and just move them around. I'm gonna try to stay slow here. And it's not about drawing the perfect picture or putting things perfectly in proportion. I'm just not even gonna judge myself. I'm just gonna put the lines down. We all know what a face looks like. I don't have to teach myself again what a face looks like or how to draw one. I just need to start putting some lines on the paper. And if you put the lines in the paper in a random order, sooner or later, somebody's going to see a face. And as soon as you see a face in the scribbles, start reiterating it, you know? But the first thing you have to learn how to do is not judge yourself, give yourself some grace, and not have an intention of a perfect ending, but giving up control in a way that when you do get to the end of the piece of art, you can be pleasantly surprised, just like the person looking at the art. You know, what's up, Adam? How you been, Adam Bromage? Welcome to the chat. So yeah, so I think there's a thing about art where in a lot of things in life, you have to do them perfectly. You don't have any opportunities to make mistakes or not give a shit, kind of give up control and just relax. And a lot of times people will start making art with that same thought process. Because why wouldn't you? Everything else in life says take this seriously. Uh, don't do it wrong, color inside the lines. When it comes to making art, um, I'm drawing a portrait without knowing what I'm drawing, Adam. Thanks for asking. I could draw anything though if you'd like to make a request. But like the idea is to the art form is not just the picture, it's learning a process of stress relief, learning a process of teaching myself that this isn't that important. Hold on, let me feed this kitty cat. Sorry. So you go through a process of kind of reminding yourself what's important and what's not important. What's up, Johan? Joanne? That's the best way to say it. Um dun, dun, dun. Uh, can you draw a Demogorgon from Stranger Things? Olivia Miller, if you go look at my YouTube channel, I have shorts and a full episode. I drew a Demogorgon recently. We might could do another one. Have you liked and subscribed to the channel? But we did one recently. But yeah, so when I'm drawing the picture, I'm not gonna try to draw anything perfectly or correctly. I'm just gonna draw fast and expressively, and I'm just gonna try to have fun. And I want you to remember, like, this thing about art is that it doesn't have to feel like a conflict. It doesn't have to feel like stress. You don't have to get mad at it because it doesn't look perfect or it doesn't look like the picture. There's so many different times and places in our life where we deal with conflict. It could be school, it could be work, it could be your personal life. Sometimes you just deal with conflicts within yourself. Maybe you have a health conflict or you're dealing with a mental conflict. You might have a conflict with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife. Conflicts are everywhere in life, and life is hard for the easiest of people, and the easiest of days can still be hard. And the thing about art is that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be stressful. It could just be stress relieving. So when you start to feel that stress build up in your life, whether it's coming from work or it's coming from school or it's just coming from within ourselves, don't I want you to remember that you can make art about it. You can draw a picture about it. You can write a story about it. You can make a film about it. And there's a million ways that you can express yourself creatively in a way that allows you to take all that negative energy and turn it into something positive. And that's a superpower, by taking negativity in your life and channeling it to art and transforming these negative feelings that you have into something positive. It really is. It's a superpower. you know and if you're making art or you're creative or you're expressing yourself, you don't have to be good at it. You don't have to, it's not about being good at it. It's not you're not keeping score here. It's not like a competition. Make bad art, make ugly art, draw badly. It's okay. And it's fun to draw, whether it's good or bad. So go draw badly and have fun. I mean, that's better than drawing perfectly and having a bad time. So many things places in your life where you can have a bad time. Don't let it be art, you know? Um, can you draw a dog or specifically a pug breed? Well, Adam and Olivia, did you like the stream, please? And did you subscribe to the channel? I do take requests maybe towards the end of the stream. We got another 30 minutes. But you must like and subscribe the stream and the for me to take a request. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. But how are you, Adam? Olivia says you have already subscribed. Adam, Olivia, have I asked you, are you an artist as well? Let's do a drummer. I like that. What kind of art do you make? Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. All right, so here we go. Let's try something a little different this time, maybe. Okay, so I'm not being too hard on myself about whether I'm drawing things perfectly or not. Like the name of the game is to just start getting the lines on the paper down, and then I can worry about if I like the lines later. As soon as you can tell while I'm drawing, tell me. Um, so yeah, so there's so many times and things in our lives where we can be judgmental on ourselves or on others, and um, they teach us, our whole lives to try to do things perfect and to judge ourselves and to judge others um and things like that. I'm not very good at drawing. Sorry. Well, that's all good. It could just be fun. What is your passion, Adam? What is your hobby? Demogorgon. Olivia wants a Demogorgon. All right, we'll draw another Demogorgon. The thing is the Demogorgon has so many teeth. It takes a long time to draw a Demogorgon. They have so many teeth. Jeez. All right, so let me keep scribbling. So yeah, there's so many other times in our lives where we're going to be hard on ourselves, and we're going to be judgmental of ourselves, and we're going to expect so much from ourselves. And you spend a lot of time like practicing to be perfect and judging every little move you make, which is important in some parts of your life. But very little times in our lives do we learn to like let go and just relax and have a nice time and not judge ourselves. Like a lot of times, like, oh, we might go on vacation or we might do this or that, but like those things cost money, those things take so much time and effort. There's a magic in like art where you can just not care for a second, not judge yourself and just maybe have a nice time with whatever you're doing, whether it's wonderful or not is kind of irrelevant. When I say wonderful or not, I mean like the end product doesn't have to look beautiful. um it's not about that. It's just about self-expression and maybe getting some things off my chest. If you have a bad day, you have a bad week, you're dealing with any kind of like drama from life or school or work or relationships, like there's a magical way for you to take some of that negative energy and some of that conflict in your life and express it into these positive outlets. You know, you can draw a picture about a bad day. You can write a poem about a bad day. You can you can write a movie about a bad day. You can play a video game. You can create a video game about a bad day. There's so many magical ways that you can take something that maybe is perceived negatively, and over time and over self-expression, you can turn it into something positive. And that's a fucking superpower. You have this innate power inside of you to take negative energy, negative thoughts, negative things that are out of your control, and you can transform them into this positivity through art. And I think that it's not something we talk about enough. Well, I'm in my time zone. It's getting late. Okay, so we're gonna go to bed. Good luck with you in the dramas. Thanks, Adam. Have a nice night. Thanks for hanging out. Come back. We'll get to the pug drawing next time you hang out. All right. I hear you, kitty boy, but I just gave you some more food. You want some camera time? So now I'm just gonna smudge the charcoal around. And I think it's important to like take the time to do something that's free, that you can just do alone with something really affordable, like a pencil and a piece of paper. Doesn't cost a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of time, and you can express yourself in a way that kind of makes you healthier. And when you express yourself in a creative way and people see it, even if it's just on a stream like this, I think it helps people. It can inspire people to kind of do the same thing. And when everybody's out there expressing themselves and everybody's out there doing their job to transform negativity into positivity, then like one artist at a time, we're kind of like making the world a little bit better, you know. And people act like art might not be that important. It's not food, shelter, or we're not. It ain't surgery. It ain't rocket surgery. But there is a magic in it, and there's a magic in making something from nothing. And if you're out there making art or expressing yourself and you're making something from nothing, make something positive from something negative. You know, take that negative energy that's out in the world and give it right back to the world when you're done with it, but positive. If everybody's doing their job to transform negativity into positivity a little bit through every piece of art, then maybe we really are making a difference. Maybe art can be um important. You know, it's like maybe we're not saving lives. like doctors are, but maybe we're saving the lives of the people that are saving lives. Does that make sense? Like, hopefully, there's a doctor out there saving lives that's stressed out that can hear me and sit down with a pencil and paper and just express themselves a little bit and feel better and go on about their day to make do the kind of magic that they create. You know. All right. Do y'all see it? What do we see here? Get some water. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna do one more drawing, and that'll be the last one. Olivia, Adam, Johan, Caesar, Loves. There was 3 Olivias here today. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna do one more drawing. All right. I'll move it over just a little bit. All right. All right, so we're gonna do one last drawing. All right, anybody's here with it? You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. You haven't heard it recently? I love you. I'm proud of you. You're becoming a better artist, becoming a better person every day. Great job. Keep that shit up. And I know that there's conflict in life everywhere. Even on the easiest of days and the best of lives, life can get tough. But when life gets shitty, you're dealing with conflict, don't take it out on your community. Don't take it out on your loved ones. Don't take it out on the drywall. Don't take it out on yourself. 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 Take it out on art. Vecna! Oh, that's a pretty good one. Boy, with the Stranger Things, it's a lot of Stranger Things requests. We should just do a Stranger Things stream where we just do all Stranger Things drawings. Maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow. What do y'all think about that? All Stranger Things drawings? All right. I kind of like this drawing. I don't think I'm going to go too far with it. We're going to leave it loose. You know? All right, so I'm proud of you. I love you. Keep doing you. Thanks for being here. You're not alone. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in art. You got a perfect tool to express yourself and get yourself through conflicts in life. And that's scribbling on a sheet of paper. So go write a book about it. Go direct a movie about it. Go write a song about it. Hey Siri, stop the alarm. Take it out on art, y'all. I'll see you next time. Proud of you. Keep it up. You're a great person. You're becoming a better person, a better artist every single day. Take it out on art. Don't take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. Take it out on art. Take it out on art. All right. Peace. All right. Well, thank y'all for being here. Is anybody here with me in the horizontal now that we're done with the vertical? We'll get out of here. We'll be back very soon. Thanks for being here. It's wonderful to get to know all of you.